Hello guys and happy Tuesday. So in today's video, you've probably already seen by the title, but we are going to be looking at my stock portfolio update. Now, please do remember I'm not a financial advisor, so make sure you are doing your own research and don't just blindly invest in what I'm investing in because it might not be right for you. And I know with these updates, you like me to get straight to the point, so let's just get started. So most of you guys will know that I use Trading 212 as my platform and I have got over £1,800 in my portfolio. So I've invested just over £1,775 and I've got a return currently of about £67, which is just over 3%. Now I do have about £8 that I haven't invested, so that's just sort of free funds that's left in my account. The reason being is because I don't tend to do fractional shares. I have no idea why. I just like to buy whole shares. I really don't know why, but that is why it's there. So when I get paid next month, then I will hopefully be able to use all of my money to invest again. So if you've watched my previous portfolio updates, because I do have a couple, my return was slightly higher, so it's gone down a little bit, and that's because of some of the shares where they have been fluctuating. So we're going to go through that. But the first one that I have is BAE Systems. Is it BAE or BAE Systems? It's really funny because I actually used to recruit for that company when I was working in an agency, so I don't even know how to say it. I think it's BAE Systems, but I have about 12 shares in that, and that is about £56 at the moment, so it is currently down by about 2%. Now, I didn't personally buy these shares. These were actually free shares, so I'm now in the process of thinking whether I do want to keep them, but obviously they're down right now, but I'm thinking about whether I want to keep them or maybe sell half or sell a few, because I'm just not too familiar with the company. So I like to invest in companies that I'm a bit more familiar with. So I don't know if I will sell them yet. I'm still deciding, but anyway, we'll see. And since I've received those shares, they have fluctuated a bit, so they were up and down probably over the last couple of weeks. So actually it's now that I've seen it's minus 2%, when actually it was up I think 1 or 2% maybe the week or 2 weeks before. So it's quite interesting to see that, but I've still got them anyway because yeah, I'm still deciding, just trying to do a bit more research. The next one is Bank of America. So I have 2 shares and those were also free shares as well. I don't know if I had got the second free share before my second portfolio update or whether this has just been recent, but it's there. I've got 2 free shares and I just decided to actually keep those shares for now, and that is currently up just under 7%, so about £3.21, which is good. Again, that was something that was also fluctuating over the past month, I would say, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with that and I think I will keep that for now. The next one is Coca Cola. So this is something that I spoke about in my previous stock portfolio update, and if you haven't watched that and you want to check it out, I will link that up here for you and in the description below. But I had basically used some of my free shares that I got in January to purchase Coca Cola. Now it is currently down by about 4%. It has been fluctuating quite a bit, to be honest, but I still really see value in Coca Cola, and I think someone had previously commented that they probably see me as a value investor, which I do actually think that is true. I haven't invested in any growth companies yet. I am looking at growth companies, but I just want to do a bit more research first. And also I don't plan to sell any of my investments probably within the next 5 to 10 years, so I am happy with that, to be honest. And the next one is the iShares Developed Markets Property Yield ETF. So a lot of you guys will know that I do have a lot of interest in property, so I really wanted to just get started and get an ETF with that. So currently I have about 10 shares in that. It's currently up just over £1, so I've got about £181 there. And yeah, I think this ETF is also an interesting one because it hasn't recovered. I mean, it's currently still down about 18% over the past year, but again, this is something that I do believe will recover over time, and I'm pretty much a very long-term investor, which most of us should probably be, so I actually don't mind, and I think this is probably the best time. Whilst it's down, I'm trying to just invest as much as I can, to be honest, so I'm pretty happy with that. And even if it does fluctuate, again, I'm not too bothered because I don't plan on selling anytime soon. And the next one is the iShares S&P 500 Information Technology ETF. So if you watched my first portfolio update, I think it was called my beginner's portfolio update, but anyway, I will link that up here for you and in the description below if you want to check that one out too. But with that one, that is currently up, so I've got about 2 shares in that. So again, that's an ETF. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but that is currently up about 13.5%. So this is one where I decided not to buy any more ETFs just because I thought that I currently had an ETF that sort of incorporates some of those companies in there. So I kind of felt like I was duplicating a little bit, but I didn't want to sell. I kind of just wanted to just leave it there and yeah, see how it performs over time. But yeah, pretty happy with how that's performing performing at the moment. And then the next one is National Grid. So again, these were 2 free shares. I think I had 1 free share first, and then recently I had another free share. So this is currently down by about 2%. Now I decided to keep these free shares. So some of the free shares I get, I do sell them if I don't particularly want them. But actually I did a little bit of research with National Grid, and I kind of looked at, you know, their balance sheets and their income statements and all of that, and it actually seemed all right. And I think they also give a dividend as well, which was a nice bonus. But yeah, it is currently down. Again, this is another one that's been fluctuating. It's been up a few times and then it's been down a few times. So, you know, I just kind of let it sit there and do what it needs to do. But I think I'm just happy to keep that in there, and I don't think I will sell anytime soon. And then we come to Shell. So in my beginner's portfolio update video, you guys might know that I wasn't particularly happy with Shell. Now I have no problems with Shell. It's just not something I would have picked, to be honest. And I think it was down about 10% when I had it. And obviously it has gone up, so it has started to recover. Now I've got 2 shares in that. Again, 2 of them have been free shares. So I had 1 free share and then I had another free share just recently. So it's currently up by just over 13%. So I'm kind of trying to think whether I just keep it and just let it sit there and just see how it performs over time, or do I just sell it now? So I'm still kind of in that deciding phase. I'm not too sure. It's not something that I would personally invest in, but because it's a free share, I'm thinking to just leave it. But you know, we'll see over time. And I've also got the S&P UK Dividend Aristocrat, so that is something that I started investing in when I sort of got started, really, and I've got about 18 shares there, and that's currently up about 5%. Again, I think it's still got time to recover because it's still down last year, I think about 20%. So I decided I still want to kind of go in there quite low. Again, I know that the UK might take a bit of time to recover, especially when you compare it to the US, because the US has recovered quite a lot. But for me, I saw there was value in there, and I thought, why not get in whilst it's low? And I do believe it will recover in time. And again, I'm not selling my shares anytime soon. So for me, I'm quite happy with that, and I will probably keep investing in that as well. Also, if you're enjoying this, then remember to give me a thumbs up down below as well, because it does support the channel and it's free, so why not? And then the next one is Uber. So Uber is something that I've always found that is quite interesting. So this is a free share that I got. It is currently up by over 49%, which is a bit mad to me, but you know, I'm quite happy. I'm not even going to complain, to be honest. But yeah, it's a really interesting one, and of course I decided to keep that there. Am I going to sell it anytime soon? Probably not. I think I'm probably just going to leave it and let it ride, and let's just see how it performs over time. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. Then we move over to Unilever. So this is something that, again, I mentioned in my second portfolio update. So I had a couple of free shares from Unilever, and this was a company that I had already been eyeing before. So I had already been doing research on that. I knew that it was a company that, again, I found a lot of value in and I wanted to invest in. So I did. I got a couple of shares there. Now it is currently down by about 5%. For me, I'm pretty happy with that investment, even if it is down at the moment. I think maybe the next individual company that I will get will be a growth company, but again, I just need to do research on that. And also the majority of my portfolio are ETFs. So for me, based on my risk tolerance, I tend to see individual companies as a small part of my portfolio. So it's something that I like to do for fun, and I don't mind losing money on it if that ever happens. So it's just not something that I'm really focusing on, because I like my ETFs. And that is why it's called personal finance, for a reason, because we all like different things. And then following on, so I've got a Vanguard FTSE 100 ETF. So I've got about 7 shares in that, and that is currently up by about 4%. Now FTSE 100 definitely took a battering, especially last year, and it's still recovering, to be honest. It's still about 8% down from last year, but again, I saw value in that and I decided to go for it, and I'm pretty happy. And then I've also got the Vanguard FTSE All World ETF. So this is where the majority of my portfolio is held in. So that's the VWRP, in case you are interested. But I think at the moment it's about 40% of my portfolio. I do actually want to try and get that up back to 50%, because that was really my main aim. So I think next month, hopefully, I will invest in a bit more on that. But yeah, again, I'm pretty happy. So I think this is pretty much a stable ETF. Again, I am not really a very high risk taker, so for me, I'm happy to invest in what I'm investing in, and I really like it because it's global. It's not just concentrated to one particular country, so that is why I prefer to invest in that ETF. So I hope you enjoyed my stock portfolio update, and remember to give me a thumbs up if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments if you're currently invested in any of these companies or ETFs as well. I do post every Tuesday and Friday, so if if you would like to know more, then of course you can subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys on Friday.